Now, slowly, I've been getting this rain system in order, and I thought I'd make a video on the progress I've made so far and the method to my madness. The first thing you can see in the photo is this thing here, which is a leaf diverter. I bought this like 10 years ago. And I was going to do this stuff 10 years ago, but never got around to it because I was working too much. And this is sat in the box on the shelf. It's got metal clips on the side, which apparently this has plastic clips now. This bottom pipe is this goes underneath the eavesdrop. So I got to drill a couple holes here and then connect that to the wall. And then the eavesdrop goes in here. And basically leaves or whatever come off and fall off of that. That is the first place for keeping the water clean. Now, underneath that leaf diverter is made in Australia, and it doesn't fit our regular pipes. And I thought, boy, did I buy that for nothing. Well, I bought a 3-inch full-size 20-foot pipe, and the end had a bell where it was wider. And I forgot about that when you order full-size pipes. Well, that bell fits on that perfectly. And I was just like, oh man, you couldn't get any luckier. So when I go to cut that, I have to cut it where the bell goes on that, and then I glue it. And then that's going to come down to the diverter. And as you see from my photo, how that works. Now, I bought this as a kit. This is how it comes, and there's some things to think about with this kit. Okay, you have to add your own pipe. You can add 3-inch pipe, 4-inch pipe, just buy the right one. I went with the 3-inch pipe. And obviously, the longer the pipe, if I go 5 feet, the more water you're cleaning. Now, this comes with a T, and it's not like a scheduled 40. It's not as thick or as heavy, but it's the way it's poured and designed. This unit here being key, okay? Because this is what the ball sits in. So the ball goes inside the pipe, the ball goes up the pipe, seals it off, and then it does what it needs to do. Now you can put this any way you want. My first flush has the unit going up and down, right? The T. This is going to go in here. Okay, like so, and then this goes over here like this. So this is going to go straight up and down, and get this right, and I'm going to glue this in, and then as the ball comes up, it stops. Then I run a 3-inch pipe this way, and that's what that other bag is, and I run another diverter. So I'm running 2 diverters to make extra clean water. Now, this thing came with, which I thought was pretty cool, was a plastic screen. So that's easy to clean. This just screws off. Okay. Is what that does. And you don't glue this. So when you take this off, all the water comes out. Now, at the same time, and you do that once every couple of weeks, just to clean any gunk out of there. Now, it also came with some other things, okay, like these things. And these are just mounting brackets. Not going to use them. Came with 2 of those. Not going to use it. It came with these metal brackets, 2 of them. Might use those. That was kind of nice. And it came with these little things. These go in the end. And they have little holes in them, if you can see that. And it allows a little bit of a drip. So when the water goes in, the ball goes up. And now all the garbage and the gunk is in there. And then the water slowly drips out of here, and then it goes empty. And then it's ready for the next rain. So you can determine by putting one of these in how much it's going to drip and come out. And again, this was all part of a unit that you're designing with it. And you see? I probably got that in there wrong, actually. It's probably supposed to go in there probably flat. So you see we have a flat end, then the other end, the flat end is what you want to go up. So that's probably going to go, the red ones are a bigger hole. So then it goes in like that. And then the filter slides in the bottom. Pretty unique system they did with this. Now there's supposed to be an optional stainless steel thing that goes over top of this, but I emailed the company, but I haven't heard back from them yet, and maybe I can't get it anymore. I don't know. Just to give it a little bit more, you know, filtering. So the leaf system diverts the heavy stuff, leaves, rocks, stuff like that. My first flush will get rid of mosquitoes, flies, eggs, stuff like this. And then I go into a second flush because I'm doing it twice. It's going to make it even cleaner. And then my final setup, okay, is this here. And this goes in the tote lid. And this is very fine. This will get plugged up quite a bit if I don't filter it right. So it's another filtration. So once a week, once every 2 weeks, I'm imagining I got to take this out and clean it and wash it. Some people use pantyhose. Now this thing also came with some screws. Won't use them. I'll use my own. But the trick was you wanted the bottom piece for the dripping, and you wanted the ball with this seat. This was very difficult. I mean, I was going to make my own out of Schedule 40 PVC, and you can't find this piece you can't find. If somebody made just this piece, it would be perfect, and if it actually fit in there. Because this thing has little ridges inside here that it sits on. So what's going to happen is, okay, one of them is going to go in the bottom like this with the T. Okay, and that's going to be the first flush. And then I'm going to run a pipe, and then the next one is going to go this way, and this is going to go up in there, and it's going to be glued. So I'm going 2 different ways with it. So that's pretty cool. Now, 3-inch pipe, 20 feet long with the bell on the back, cost me about $60. So it's not bad. And if I go 2 5-feet sections, so you figure it's 10 feet, and I got another 10 feet left over. So I have 2 5-foot sections for my first and second flush, and then I've got extra pipe to finish the construction of it. Like, for example, connecting to the leaf thing. So I think I have everything now. Now you'll notice I have some red paint. I have some black paint. I need to touch up my totes I do have. I need to take them down to the car wash and really clean them out good. And but it's just too hot. Right now it's like 110 degrees here, guys. It's crazy hot out there. I may get some nerve and go out and paint. I'm going to paint the metal cage red. You don't have to. It's just the thing I'm going to do. But the diverter system, which is this here, was a whole $50. I'll have a link to the company. It's not affiliated. And it seems pretty good. I ordered it like Friday night, so they don't ship on weekends, but Monday morning they did ship very quickly. So I was quite impressed by that. It didn't take long to get here, like 3 days. So they're very fast at shipping. I was going to run 3 diverters, but I figured 2 was good enough. So if you add it up, and you figure 2 diverters is $100. Then I bought a pipe that was $70, so $170. Then I bought, some attachments. I bought a union. I bought a 2-inch pipe. And I have another connection coming in, and also an item that connects under the lid. So I punched out the center, which allows a 2-inch pipe to go in. And I ordered it yesterday, should be in tomorrow, where it allows me to screw into the lid of the tote. Then a 2-inch pipe glues to that. And then we're going to run a reducer. So we're going to go from 2-inch to 3-inch. And that is then going to go up and over, as you see on the image on my side here. That's why I've got it off to the side so you can see it. on what I'm planning and working on. But I have everything. So my diverter system is set up. I guess it cost, I say around 250 bucks is, I guess, was what I'm looking at with this 2 diverter system is what I'm looking at. And then you figure with, I'm going to run 6 totes. I found a place to buy some totes, which are 100 bucks a piece, food grade. I need 3 more. So there's another 300. And then, you know, I got my screens going in. They were like 30, 40 bucks a piece if you see my other video. And then I need, in my last tote, where if it's an overflow, the water comes out and it goes away. So, and that's before eave trough. So I guess by the time I'm done, by the time I get the eave troughs in, which I haven't bought yet, I guess I'm into about $800, $900, maybe close to $1,000 by the time you're all done this set. But this is a pretty intense system. I mean, you figure I'm running 6 totes. That is a lot of water. All right. And it's an enclosed system. And I'm filtering everywhere I can. And the final process of this system is we're going to come out of one tote, go into my bathroom with PEX piping, and then it's going to connect to the toilet, and it's going to go down under the house and connect to my wash machine. And it's going to do both. It's going to do city water or the rainwater. And that's why I'm trying to get it as clean as possible. And I'm going to have a switch that goes both ways. Now, the method to this entire madness, and the reason it's so expensive, is when you start buying union joints, that allows you to connect 2 pipes without glue. Those things aren't cheap. Like when I do the manifold, that's when I run a 3-inch pipe all the way around between the 6 totes. In between each totes is going to have a union, which is like 25 bucks a piece. And you're into like just $175 for that. But if I do it right the first time, and this allows me, let's say one of the totes get damaged or something goes wrong with them, I can use the union to disattach that one tote, put another tote in place, and reattach it. I'm not sitting there trying to cut pipe with a hacksaw. If you look at how thick a 3-inch PVC pipe is, oh, you'd be working like a dog with a hacksaw trying to cut that. It's not like a very thin pipe. I'm actually going to use a form of almost like a table saw thing that I bring down on top of the pipe to cut it. You'll see when I do it and how I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to pull the tote out. I'm going to paint it red. Then I'm going to look over the tote. I'm going to hit it with more black paint. Then I'll take it down to the car wash the heck out of it, and get part of that lid connected up and put the tote where I want it. And that should be almost there. But between needing probably a couple $100 for eave trough, I think I should be okay. And another 3-inch pipe, so not for the bottom connect. So that's another 70 bucks. And then you figure I need some T's, I need some elbows, and all that adds up. I mean, you get into an elbow, you're into 12 bucks. You get into a T, you're into 15 bucks. I mean, when you start putting all these, you put a union in, it's 25 bucks. But if you want to do it properly and you want to do it right, it is going to cost you money. A lot of people on YouTube, I sit there and laugh when I see a lot of their videos where they'll take an eave trough and just pour it into a tote. And they'll say, look at my rain system. And it waters their garden. Now, rainwater is really good for a garden compared to city water because you don't have any chlorine or anything, right? But I'm using mine for a lot more than that. My water bills are ridiculous here in Tennessee. They run over $200 every month. So I'm hoping to take $100 off that bill. Now you figure if I do, and I think I will, after 10 months or so, that's $1,000. So if it cost me $1,000 for this setup, then after 10 months, I'm now making money. I'm saving $100 every month. So the first 10 months, I make nothing. It was all part of the investment. Now that's just to get set up, to collect, and now I got the water. I still have to buy a pump that's like 130 bucks. I have to buy some packs. I mean, there's another $300 to $400 to hook everything up to the toilet and to the wash machine and get all that hooked up from inside the house. Now, the reason I want to connect it in my bathroom is because right against that back wall where I'm going to be putting this is the bathroom. So it's like the shortest route to go. And then I have a heater in there in the wintertime that heats that room up like it's like 80 degrees in there in the winter. So nothing breaks in there. So that's the best place to put a pump and everything else, is what that is. Now, the way prices are getting and how expensive everything's getting, it's not going to get better. The prices are going to go up and they're going to get worse. And if you're not really thinking about how you can lower certain things, then all you're doing is bitching. You know, you can buy food grade totes for $100. Lots of videos on doing this. And yes, there's a certain amount of investment, but it's better to go and invest $1,000 and you don't have to do it right away. Do it over time like I'm doing. I buy a piece here, a piece there. I got a big box with stuff in it. Elbows, you know, bulk fittings. I've been buying one here, one there. That's what I've been doing. And when I finally buy the eave trough, I'll be ready to go. And I'm waiting until the heat goes. Probably within the next 2 weeks, I'll have everything. But this heat is just crazy. You can't even stand outside. It's so freaking hot. I was out there cleaning and you know, 1 o'clock in the morning because it was too hot out there. It was nuts. But these things are cool. I did try to make one. I mean, I literally tried to make my own diverter. And you could take like 3-inch PVC pipe. You could take a cap, put it on the bottom, drill a hole with your drill. And then at the very top, you could drill a couple small holes and run a wire through. But you're not getting that ball, you know, sitting in that perfectly really good. You know, it's not going to sit in there like that, right? And that was the problem. And I was going to do that because I was like, because I could fix it. But, and the ball, just finding a ball to go up inside that thing. Some people put soda bottles. You'll find lots of people on YouTube that get creative. But when I looked at it, to me, it wasn't very professional. And this unit's $50. I did see other companies selling this same unit for $100. So you got to be careful who you buy it from. And when you start getting into this stuff, sometimes some items on Amazon were cheaper. But a lot of items at Ace Hardware were cheaper. And you have to know what you're asking for when you walk in Ace. Or any store, because 9 out of 10, the person behind the counter has no idea what you're talking about. And ChatGPT, the AI, has really, really helped me with getting this set up. I'm able to take the title of something in Amazon, put it in ChatGPT, and it will literally answer me and say, yes, that's the part you need. That'll connect to this part. That saves you money. Okay, if you're guessing, you end up with parts in a box you never use. But I urge you to use ChatGPT and when you put together a system, because it really saves you money in the long run on what you need and what you're doing. So here's where we're at, or here's where I'm at with, I have everything. I don't have the bottom pipe. I need another 3-inch, like I said, which is $60, and I need eave troughing, another $200. So I'm close. I'm probably about $400 away from having everything I need to where I can then go out and start putting this together. And I need to get 3 more totes yet to run a 6-tote system is what I need to do. And once I'm done with this project, I got a new one. And you're going to think I'm crazy. But this will save me $100 a month when it's all said and done, maybe more. And the way things are getting in the world, you really should start thinking about where you can save money and take money off your bills. And I'll catch you on the next one.